Okay, thanks for tuning in again. In today's lesson, we are going to continue focusing the 10 basic checkmates, which we want our beginning and novice level students to begin familiarizing yourselves with. So it's going to be important to recognize these patterns. If you are unsure about these patterns, go ahead and watch the videos again. Practice them, look for them in the games, study them. And as you get to study these patterns and you familiarize yourself with it, you're going to notice that your game's going to continue to improve at the higher levels of when you're playing at an intermediate, advanced, expert. Even some of the chess masters on staff will report that when they're playing games, they just have a feel as to what is the right thing to do, what is a strong move. And they tend to make a lot more stronger moves than weaker moves. So let's get into this and I talk about checkmate. Now, if you're unfamiliar with checkmate, please go ahead and watch the lesson that we created for true beginners / beginning students. Okay, this is created for those people that are beginning. You've played a couple games of chess. You understand more or less checkmate, and you novices who have been in the chess classes and chess clubs at least more than I want to say 4-5 different sessions. Not 4 or 5 different classes, but 5 different sessions, because you've been playing a lot more chess. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, the first mate we're going to talk about is it's called a smothered mate, and the only piece that can deliver the smothered mate is a knight. Now, the smothered mate actually occurs in cases where the king is too well defended for its own good. The ingredients are very simple. A king, usually in the corner of the board like I have demonstrated right over here, which is completely entombed by his own pieces. He's going to be attacked by the knight, which can jump over the defenders to threaten the king. Now, because the king's going to have nowhere to run, the result's going to be checkmate. Now, in this example, we can just move the king. The chocolate moves his knight to coordinate F2, and there's that smothered mate. Again, the king is too well protected, and a lot of beginning students will tend to do this. Even some of our novice students, they'll start panicking during the game, and they'll just try to they'll try to surround the king with too many pieces, and that's not a good thing in terms of not letting the king have mobility, or any of the pieces have any mobility. And so those knights are excellent at delivering those smothered mates, as they're the only piece that can deliver that smothered mate, and the only piece that could jump safely to those coordinate squares needed to deliver that mate. Now, typically, smothered mates in games requires like some sacrifice or a series of checks to force the opponent to trap his own king. But this example requires just one move to complete. We could have had the knight over here. He could have delivered the smothered mate here. Knight could have been here as well, delivered the smothered mate there. Knight could have been here, delivered the smothered mate. So that's going to be the first example. Kind of study the pattern. Remember, the pattern recognition is more important than anything else in all of these lessons with the 10 basic checkmates. Make sure you understand and you study the patterns. Familiarize yourself with those patterns. Now, the second type of checkmate we're going to talk about is what's known as Anastasia's mate. And just to set it up really quickly, it's going to look something like this. We're going to have go ahead and have a couple of pieces here. And where is, okay. Now for Anastasia's mate, this is what needs to happen. It's actually a really unique, it's a beautiful type of checkmate. It's going to be Chocolate's turn to move about. Now the key figures in Anastasia's mate is this has to be delivered by a rook and the knight along the rook files. So here's our file of A or file of H, and that's how Anastasia's mate always happens. Now, There's different combinations of how this happens, but again, recognizing the pattern. It's going to be black's turn to move. Notice that the knight right over here at coordinate E2 has these coordinates sealed off, G1 and G3, and that's going to be very key in this mate. I personally think it's a beautiful checkmate. Chocolate's just going to go ahead and move his rook to H5. We've got that check, and this king's not going to be able to escape because of that knight. Almost kind of looks like smothered mate, but not quite. And again, the king's not going to move to H3 or H1 because of that rook attacking the H file. Remember, rooks love to attack files and ranks. Now, our final checkmate is last, but it's certainly not least. One of our all-time favorite chess players demonstrated this last one. Now, personally, this person is one of my favorite chess players of all time, and I'm just thrilled to set this one up. So this checkmate is actually known as Morphy's mate. And what is going to happen is this. Let's go ahead and this, and we're going to say that it is Lemonade's turn to move. It's actually he's gonna win in 2 moves, but notice the rook attacking the G file. Now, black to move. Chocolate's gonna move to coordinate D5. Notice that strong diagonal line attacking that king. That king has to get out of danger. He's not going to be able to move here because that beautiful, strong, direct line of attack created by the rook at G8. Nor is he going to be able to move here because that's double check. We've got the check from the rook and the check coming from that strong white diagonal line, square line delivered by the chocolate bishop at coordinate D5. Now, he's going to have to block, and then with the pawn, go ahead and capture, and this is it. So, those are our 10 checkmates. Again, it's more important to recognize the patterns. I cannot overemphasize the importance of studying the patterns associated with these basic checkmates. If you just do that, especially at a beginning level, and you start playing more and more games as you come to the chess classes and you're in future sessions, in our other clubs, events, or tournaments, you will begin to see that you can deliver checkmates with more and more ease. It's not going to be so difficult to kind of sit there and think about it because you've familiarized yourself with the pattern, and it doesn't matter how many pieces are on the board. So these series of videos, these 3 videos, are very important for you to watch and watch again, especially if you want to start preparing for the chess tournaments at your schools, events, or again, our other tournament locations. Now, if you have any questions, I know I say this in all of the videos, but it's just so important. We want you guys to know that we are here for you, each and every single one of you. This is why we create these videos. We're extremely passionate about what we do, and we want to see you grow in terms of understanding this game, because it's chess. Yes, we're playing a game, but there's so many things within the game that relate to life itself. And recognizing patterns increases our spatial reasoning. I don't want to get into all of that, but just recognizing certain patterns in life are actually some of the keys to being more smart, more intelligent, having a genius type of IQ. So I want to encourage you guys to talk to your chess instructors, talk to your chess teachers, your chess masters. Please post a comment or a question if you have any of questions directly on this page. We'll be more than happy to hear from you guys. And that's about it. Hey, well, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the next chess club.